Years ago, I wrote a book called The 7 Laws of the Learner. That is, how do I, as a teacher, cause my learner to learn? What are the secrets of causing a student to learn without them even knowing they're learning? Teaching means to cause the other person to learn. One of the secrets I put in that book is called the law of the irreducible minimum. That is to boil your content down until you have the essence of what you're trying to say, that if you reduced it one more part, it wouldn't make sense. And that you wouldn't have to add one more part to have it make complete sense. It's the minimum that's irreducible. When you think about miracles, what's the irreducible minimum? I want you to understand the big idea about this for a minute. Let's take an illustration. Let's say a person down the street has lost their job, lost their money, unemployment has gone out, and they are going to lose their house, and their relatives aren't interested in them, their friends don't know about all this, and they are desperate. They're praying to God, saying, God, if you're there, please give me money for the house payment this week, or I'm going to lose my house. Now, think about that. That's the recipient. That's the person who needs the miracle. There's a request. That request goes all the way up to heaven to God. That's the person who sends the miracle. Now, let's say God says, I'm going to answer your prayer. I'm going to send the money to you because I don't want you losing the house either. Okay, what is God going to do? Well, God only has, believe it or not, 3 options. We're still on the irreducible minimum. There aren't 4, there aren't 2, there are 3. Do you know what they are? The first one could be, God could do it himself. No intermediary. Like when God was with Moses and he used his finger to write the 10 Commandments, that's him doing the miracle himself. Or, secondly, he could send an angel. Like when God wanted to tell Mary about the birth of Jesus, or when God wanted Abraham to know about Sodom and Gomorrah, he sent angels. Angels are spirit beings that when they come down to earth, they're permitted to take on a body for an assignment. But ultimately, they're spirit beings. The only other option that God has is people, you and me. Well, let's go back to the person who needs this money for a minute. Is God going to print up some dollar bills up in the printing presses of heaven and then use a pelican and just drop the money? No, he's not going to do that. And as far as we know, God doesn't use angels to take money from heaven down to earth and deliver it to the person. Oh, so then how can God do a miracle for the person who's asking for one? Answer, he needs a person. He needs a person like you and like me. Therefore, that's the essence of a miracle. It is a person who has a need. If there's no need, there's no need for a miracle. Therefore, every miracle is about a human need. And it's God deciding, yes, we're going to do that. Because if God says no, guess what? No matter what you do or what key you use, there'll be no miracle today. God has to say yes. And then the miracle itself has to get there from heaven to earth. We call that a delivery person, a delivery agent. Somebody who takes, let's say this pen represents the miracle. And God wants to deliver it from heaven to the person. God needs somebody to take this pen and, in this case, walk it over to the person in the form of cash and give it to the person. Therefore, when you think about it, all a miracle is a successful delivery. It's when you become that link from heaven to earth, from God and the person. And you don't do the miracle. Why not? You can't do miracles. Only God can do miracles. That's a definition of a miracle. It's God doing it and the other person realizing it. So in between God saying yes and the person saying, please say yes, it's you, and it's you have to say yes.